in being an A-player coach, an A-player cohesive leadership team CEO here, I thought I'd follow the branding too. So Scott and I go way back, probably about 8 years ago. Yeah, we've done a couple of rounds through on this, so with the different leadership teams, different growth systems, and it was really about, 14, 15 months ago where we came through and we sort of decided that Metronomics was the way to go here. And what I love about what Scott has done is he's built a cohesive A-player leadership team, and him and his team have just gone deep into the content. And these guys teach me about how to use the software. These guys teach me about different aspects of the system that I hadn't thought of. So we probably learn as much from each other as we do, and it's been great seeing their journey over the last year and a bit. And we were in a very different place to where we were 8 years ago.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Scott, maybe just tell us a little about the company.
Sure. Well, hi everybody. My name's Scott Butlin. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Australian Scaffolds. We started quite a while ago, and my background was in trades, and that's the foundation of this business. We have about nearly 40 people that work at Australian Scaffold, and there's a mix of people doing different things, and we do installation of scaffolds across Sydney, between Newcastle down to Wollongong, but we also design, manufacture and sell products across Australia. In the scaffolding and working at height solutions area, and we work in different sectors, so we try to be not only geographical diverse as possible, but also by industry. So we target insurance companies use our services. We sell into hardware stores. We've just signed a new contract with Mitre 10. We also sell obviously online and through a number of smaller retailers. We started out with a clear goal that we wanted to better serve those who build the world. That's our core purpose, and we do that by helping construction workers work safer, faster and smarter, so the tagline says. We service, at the moment, we've got a branch in Melbourne, a branch in Sydney and a branch in Newcastle, and we're looking to open up a branch next year, July 2026, and we are looking at Perth 2 years after that, 2027. Then we're looking at going to Auckland the following, little bit after that. Then one of the things that drives us is, it's not so much, we just want to expand for the expansion's sake, but we really want to help construction workers work safer. As I said, my background is in construction, and I grew up in the era when there wasn't much safety. Well, I'll speak for myself. I felt, and I'm sure the other guys did too, my son's in the industry and he's already mentioned it to me, but I felt like a second-class citizen. And I felt there was industrial discrimination against construction workers. I won't go into all the reasons why, but those reasons still exist, and those guys need all the help they can get. And they're the ones who are, unfortunately, have the most fatalities working at height. They're not falling from skyscrapers, they're falling from 3 metres and under. And a lot of these guys are young apprentices, your children, your brother. There are some older guys dying as well. So those guys need as much help as possible. So that's not everything we do, but part of what we do is really looking to help those guys work safely. And so we'll go where they need help. And I read a stat not long ago. I was at a gala night down here at Dalton House, and there was a lady there by the name of Patricia Casanidi, and she lost her son the 1st of April 2019. He was 18 years old. He celebrated his birthday a week before when scaffolding fell on him and killed him. And he died. That scaffold crushed him to death in front of his mother. She raced at the job to be there, and he died, but she's committed the rest of her life to bringing in laws to help prevent what happened to him. And she was telling me at this gala night, she said since her son's death, she got us all to light it. There was, at all the tables, there was candles, there was like 10 candles in every table. And she asked people to light the candles through the night, at a point through the evening, and each person brought up a candle and put it up on this front table. Mate, this went on for 10 minutes. People were bringing candles up, and I'm like, holy crap. And each candle represented the person who died at work. And she was telling me, so 700 since her son died, But she was telling me in the US, there's 700 people die a year falling from height. And they're all guys. They're all young. A lot of them are young guys. And so we'll go wherever that help's needed.
So true purpose-driven organisation.
True purpose. We everything we do is.
So what's changing the business over the last 14 months?
Well, with the help of Ged and Metronomics, it's what it's given us is the time. I guess the single biggest thing that it does is forces you to think about what you're doing. You know, we all get so busy, whether the business is growing or whether the business is dying. You're always going to be busy. That's a given in business, and it's very hard to really get down to what your purpose is. And so what I've found is that there's all these great things in Metronomics, and Shannon's shown you all these great little things, tools that can be used. The single biggest thing that it does is forces you to sit down with your team and think about those tools.
So we went deep pretty quickly, and I know we covered more ground in the 2-day kickoff than I would normally cover, and that's partly because you'd done a lot of research into Metronomics, and partly because we'd also worked together previously. But we got very quick to core customer, and maybe just spend a minute telling us about your core customer.
Yeah, well, our core customer is his name's Joe, because it's mostly male. There's a lot of girls coming in the industry, which is fantastic, and we love that. But it's typically a male. Generally, we've done a lot of. We know exactly who our core customer is, and what we actually did is we went and got a mannequin and put him in our boardroom and dressed him up in the high-vis gear and the work pants, and every time we're having a discussion about a strategy or execution. We want our core customer there, so we can ask our core customer, whose name is Jay, which stands for John, Jim, Jamie, Josh, and so on. We can ask that person, what do they think? Does our strategy or what we're doing match what they want? And so we just had that.
What would Jay say?
Jay said, well, we asked Jay, we want to make sure that Jay, what we're doing is right for Jay. So that exercise we just did a minute ago, the 3-HAG statement. So we had one, but we just didn't like it. It didn't really sit with what Jay would want. And so we just flushed it out during this session. And so we had what we thought it should be at first, what we wanted to be known for. But what we want to be known for is, it's not about us, it's about what our customer wants, which is most important. So we come up with a new one, which is, and I'll just get your opinion on this. And if you're buying from a company with this, what we want to be known for, maybe say that's great. But we said scaffolding made simple, service made exceptional. That's what we did.
So one of the things I've noticed in the time that we've been working together over the last year and a bit is that the conversations within the leadership team are now completely different to what they were a year and a half ago. A year and a half ago, Scott would speak and everyone else would nod their heads and just listen. What's changed and what difference has that made?
Well, it's given the leadership team a lot more confidence. So the team really stepped up. It takes practice, but that's the great thing about this program is that you're having that rhythm of meetings. That's giving you the practice. You're not going to get it perfect, particularly at the start, but through practice, the metronomic tick tock, that meeting rhythm gives your team the room to grow and room to practice. And over time, they will start to step up and fill up the space that they need to with your encouragement. I would say that's probably the single biggest thing.
Yeah. So the section before the break was all about strategy, and we're moving into execution. So we talked a little bit about strategy. We'll talk a bit about execution, but to go seamlessly from strategy to execution, you need that cohesive A-player leadership team. And the team that you build is quite exceptional. Yeah, and you're smashing through your goals, so it's absolutely wonderful to see. Another thing I love about the way you've structured how you use the system is you become masters of the software. Metronome software, I ask these guys how to do things. They're just so experienced at it, and they reveal things to me that I didn't know about it. But the key thing for me is how you've managed to push it right to the people on the ground. You know, the junior apprentices, they're logging into Metronome software every single day. They've got their metrics, and it's a classic, a great example of how you can use the software to drive behaviour change. Was that easy?
Yes. Yes, it was. It was easy because if you explain it, if you ask your people to do something and you tell them why which should be done, people buy it. People are going to buy into it. If you give people a good enough reason to do it, they will do it. It's not that hard. You might think they won't, but you definitely should be giving people the opportunity. And then testing their feedback, and if they're not buying into it, there's maybe it's the way that you're selling it, or the way, or the purpose, or something behind it. But we found that whatever we've asked people to do, they've stepped up to and delivered far more than I would have ever thought they would have in the first instance.
Does that work with C players?
C players are probably we haven't found too many. We haven't found any resistance at all, I've got to be honest, with people. It's also a practice thing, so they won't do it straight. They might forget, or they might drop the ball a little bit when they first start. But you got to give them a quarter or two to get into the rhythm. Keep reminding them, and as they build up, it's like someone playing sport. We're trying to get fit, doing a fit program. You're not going to hit peak performance in 1 week. It's not going to happen. It's going to take 3 months, 6 months, really, to build that muscle memory to get people to be doing that. Even C players, unless if they're really resistant, well, straight away that this person just does not want to do it. They definitely are not a fit for your organisation. But I just will say one more thing about the team, we talked before about values, and we take our values to the next level. Our values, we use the acronym SAFER, S-A-F-E-R, which is service, attitude, family, excellence and rewards. And I know that Shannon said that we probably shouldn't be having 5. But however...
Nice word though, nice word.
However, so what we do, so it's probably slightly longer than shorter. But one way we overcome that is we built our own in-house learning app where every month we have just quite a short lesson, maybe 5 to 8 minutes on what our values mean, what our rules mean, and we actually test people on some of our values to get them buy-in. So just recently we gave everyone a pay increase if they could recite our vision.
He's not joking.
And so I gave everyone a little 24 hours to make sure they knew it, and the next day I rang them up and rang every single person in the business and asked them what our vision was, and everyone got it. Everyone knew it. That was pretty good. Yeah. So yeah.
Awesome. So we set your 3HAG just over a year ago. Yeah, and as part of that process, you all set your 1HAG as well. Are you going to achieve your 1HAG this year?
Oh yes, yeah.
Yep, you are, aren't you?
Yeah.
These guys are a candidate for the 3HAG Awards for next year, Shannon. Yeah. Okay, thanks so much, Scott. Thank you.
Thanks, Jay.